Hey, 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 guys. Welcome to another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. How is everyone doing this beautiful day? I hope that my desire is that you have been enjoying every moment of it and resting and believing that your today is going to be better than yesterday and believing that tomorrow will be better than today. We always have to be in a moment of anticipation of something greater because we all deserve it. We all have proved that we deserve it because we wake up each and every day, and that is our maker, God, creator, whoever you believe in, seeing fit that we see this day. Until we have absolutely fulfilled, I believe, our purposes, we will be here. And we will be here, hopefully, ready to share and wanting to prepare everyone that comes in our atmosphere for something great. That's crazy. I just rhymed. That's why I kept going on time. See what I'm saying? Hey, Josh, how are you? Eyes, love, what's going on? We have a member. We have a member. And it's Wellness with Frugal Mama. Hey, lady, how are you? Good to see you. Um, I went to the gym this morning and I wanted to go live, but then I just didn't. I kind of wanted to go in and out. So to set up the camera and everything would have taken another 5 minutes or so. And I was like, I didn't feel like doing all of that. So I just said, let me go live now. I feel like there's some things that we need to talk about because we haven't talked about a lot of things in a while. I'm sure we think a lot of things, and sometimes those things need to be put out there so we can release. The best part of being honest with yourself is that you're releasing whatever happiness, whatever fears, whatever doubts, whatever things that you want to rejoice out into the atmosphere. Because whether we believe it or not, someone is always going to be inspired by what we say or do. So when we're going through moments of lows and periods of silence and moments of highs and happiness, we need to express them because there are some people who do not know how to express themselves. And until they feel comfortable because you felt comfortable in expressing your opinions and your thoughts, they now can become free. But the best part about being honest with yourself is that you are freeing yourself from everything and anything that has been holding you back. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And, like I said, I just came from the gym and I have to work a little later today. It's going to be an event. Hopefully, you guys have been subscribing and sharing and on the other platforms that Be the Difference Clothing is on. Any platform you type in is probably where we are. So definitely consider um, following on those platforms. I haven't really been posting a lot lately. It's just I've been inundated with a lot of things to do. So I'm going to prepare my mind and my soul to be able to go and do more of a routine with the social media presence. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Whatever, if you guys don't know each other, please continue to get to know each other and like and share your own pages. And also, you never know. The friendships that you forge today may be something that you need in the future. And we don't know what the future holds, but we can definitely try our best to create it. At least in the creation part, we can make it more comfortable, even in the not so good times. My book is right here. And I said, you know what? Just right now, I'm going to just flip through and see what this quote will be. I'll read both sides just so, not like saying, oh, she just wanted to read that one. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead. Ooh. Know your worth and what you're worth. Am I still an adult if I haven't gotten a grip on my emotions? How 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 like wow. Since we're talking about highs and lows, this is perfect. Hey Sheed, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey Janice, how are you? Welcome. Guys, don't forget to throw up some thumbs up if you can. If you want to. I'm not gonna force you to, but if you want to. I think it just says it helps the algorithm, whatever that may be. So it's just like what we were saying with the highs and the lows. When you know your worth and you're comfortable in your worthiness, you can take everything with I wouldn't even say a grain of salt, but you'll take everything in stride. You'll embrace everything no matter what. So let's just use the example of when we're going through low periods in time. Now, no one ever wants to be uncomfortable. But if you think about it, we've been uncomfortable all our lives. We were pulled out of a sack. We were forced to cry so we could breathe. But you see how all of those things have forced us to appreciate the experience. Because if a baby doesn't cry, they're not breathing. And if a baby stays in the womb too long, it's dangerous for the mom and the baby. We're taught how to be nice. We're taught how to love, even though I believe all of us have innately been born to know how to love. But then we get our systems of how to love from other people who have had experiences that have been a little bit more than ours. But the crazy thing is sometimes those experiences have been so jaded, it takes away from your natural ability that you were given for your purpose, for the people that you encounter. And it kind of gets a little jaded. So now your natural abilities have been a little tampered with, per se. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be taught how to be disciplined, but maybe we can learn from each other instead of it just being the teacher teaching and not also learning. I know parents can always say that they learn a lot from their kids, but those very, very, very intricate moments of growth happen, as they say, between the ages of 2 and 5. I've heard 2 and 5, I've heard 7. Let's just say 5, because at 5, you've just now started to go out into the world and interact with other kids outside of your family, your other siblings, if you have any. But now you're dealing with people that you don't know. You're dealing with teachers that are bigger than you, other kids who are coming from other disciplines, and we're all just thrown in together. So crazy. I'm just thinking about it just now. Imagine that. The abilities that you were born with kind of get pushed to the side so that we can adapt to someone else's belief system. And then by the time you're an adult, your body, your innate abilities can no longer be held in the back. And you go through that midlife crisis of finding out who you are and becoming comfortable with that. Because now you have to reconfigure all of those years of someone else's training. I guess that's why the highs and the lows happen to each and every one of us in life. Imagine the people who don't even get a chance to understand what it's like to be comfortable in your own self and to be comfortable in the choices that you decide to make. To understand that you are worthy, and not to say that your worth is more than anyone else's, but just to know that you are worthy and be comfortable in knowing that you are worthy. How many people don't even know that they're worthy and don't feel comfortable feeling worthy because then they say you're arrogant, full of yourself? But what if you're just excited and finally knowing the answer to something in life? And when you want to share your excitement, you get these labels because other people, again, are throwing their perspectives of what you should view or how you should view yourself onto you. And then you have to battle past that and say, no, I'm not arrogant. No, I am not trying to be better than anyone else. I'm just happy with myself. Finally, after all of these years, how many people go through that? The constant, hmm, I don't know, just thinking about it right now. So, hence the highs and the lows, because we're always trying to adapt and accept everyone else's opinions of how you should be when you were fine just the way you are. See what is, am I still an adult if I haven't gotten my grip on my emotions? Mm, I think, I believe that being an adult is not the age, it's the maturity level. Because look at how many children there are that become valedictorians in high school and then graduate college before they're 18. I mean, I know it's not a lot, but there are some. Isn't their maturity level like that of an adult? If they have been that disciplined to learn different things, and or is it just a phenomenon? No, I just believe that their gifts were stronger than anyone else's ability to try to tell them you're not old enough yet to like do this. How many of us feel like we're mature enough to handle our emotions? I mean, I believe all of us should say that we're growing, that we're constantly growing. Because if something hits you with a ton of bricks and your maturity level is that of a kid because of your response, does that mean you've grown? Absolutely, you grow, but you just had a moment of, eh, not so goodness. When you are happy and high and excited about life, you better show it. Don't hide. Don't hide, period. Don't be ashamed of your weak moments. Don't be afraid that somebody might exploit you because of your vulnerability. They exploit you whether you're vulnerable or not, either way. It's just learning how to be confident in your own self now before it's too late. I applaud and salute people who are confident enough and not afraid to expose the inadequacies to people and not even care. Because guess what? You can't make fun of something you don't hide, that you didn't put out yourself. Just talking, just talking. But don't hold back, because when you don't hold back, you do have the opportunity to catapult. Remember, since January 1st, 2023, I said we are all catapulting from wherever we are to wherever we're supposed to be. Wherever you desire to go, you have to be in that ready state of being able to catapult. And that ready state means that you should not be holding back. You should not be honest with yourself. And you should definitely be honest with others, because your honesty creates integrity, and their integrity creates catapultation. And when you're on your rhythm and your groove, there's nothing that can continuously distract you from being where you're supposed to be. Yeah. We are to focus on people pleasing. Uh-huh. Yes. That's what we're taught. And then when you stop doing those things, you're looked upon, well, you may be frowned upon as a radical thinker or someone who cannot be controlled, which becomes dangerous. How dangerous is that to want to control somebody in itself? I mean, like, if we want to go biblically, remember the scripture in the New Testament where it says pastors and people of leadership in the church, if you lead one person astray, you will be held that much more accountable during your judgment day. You want that kind of burden? If you lead somebody astray because of what you failed to do, who wants that? It's already hard enough to control your own self, but then to try to control other people, after a while, I'm sure it becomes more cumbersome. Who wants to do that? Oh, there are plenty of people who do want to do it because they don't know how to control themselves. So instead of focusing on themselves and looking at their ugly and their dirt and saying, I need to expose this dirt for myself so that I can become better for myself, so that I could be a better mom, dad, husband, wife, for my children, sister, brother, aunt, uncle, for these people, you rather control someone else. If you realize how dangerous it is to lead a person astray, the repercussions that you will suffer, whether in this life or in the death, would you really want to do that? Or rather, wouldn't it be better to come alongside someone to help them along the way? You may not agree with every choice that someone makes, but if you're there when they fall, or if you're there to keep on encouraging them to push up, how could you be held accountable for their demise when they took every step themselves? You were just a supporting role. That is what we were supposed to be, just supporting roles to each and every one of everybody. Now, one of us should be thinking that we're better than the other, but somehow that balance And it only took the first couple of people who decided to be leaders and not have the full understanding of what leadership is to set their perspective and create generations after generations after generations of people who think that is their right to lead in a way that is more of a if you don't do it my way, there will be no way. How many of us have heard that growing up? It's my way or the highway. But your way is not the path that I'm supposed to take. While I can benefit from the things that you've experienced so that I could either navigate away from or towards, your way is not my way. None of our ways are each other's ways. That's why we are called individuals. That's why we are born one time. That's why we go in the casket by ourselves. Even when people die all together, they still take the remains separately so that the families can get whatever remains of that one individual so that they can celebrate that one individual in either a urn or a casket. We can't escape being our own selves. We were never meant to be meshed in one mind. Mm. Hey, House of X, how you doing? Hey, Precious. Could there ever become a time where we can collectively pull our minds together and do things cohesively? Is there ever a time where that can happen? Absolutely. Of course there is, because there was a time when people did that. There was a time when people chose peace over fighting. There was a time. Has that been told to us often? Enough? No. We only see what it seems like when one person is leading, how things can be so great. When in actuality, we've just seen broken pieces of individuals and thoughts over and over and over and over again. And it still has not progressed us. I believe we should celebrate each other's capabilities. Yeah, some people may have jealous tendencies. That's human nature. But if you are honest with yourself, you can overcome those jealous tendencies and focus on yourself and be like, you know what? I am not going to take away someone else's shine because I don't know how to find mine. I just rhymed. You saw that? Did you feel that? I felt it too. That's why I said it. I'm not going to take away someone else's shine because I cannot define mine. Defined mine. Hmm? Use other people's victories as a way of saying, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it. Maybe not the same way they are, but whatever is for me, because we're still individuals. We still go to sleep by ourselves, even if you're with a husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend, or your kid is sleeping with you. You are still an individual. You still breathe on your own. You still dream on your own dream. You still roll over. You still slob or whatever you do by yourself. So you owe it to yourself to invest the time to get to know who you are so that you can be productive and add value to others, add value to other things, add value to this world, nature. Mm, you feel me? I can't get I can't get enough of my little water bottle. Today, I pushed myself at the gym. Instead of running for 5 minutes, I set the timer for 10 because I used to run 10 minutes, right? So I did my little 10 minutes. And instead of just doing one round of exercises, I did two rounds. And I'm trying to work on the crunchies and the abs. And I did that. And I ended everything with stepping on the step machine because I want to focus on doing better for myself and not be distracted from what I don't like. Because at the end of the day, this right here is stronger than any physical thing. Was I tired? Absolutely. Was I sore? Yes, I was. But I still pushed because I said, you just got one more to go, one more to go, two more to go, five more to go. Keep pushing. You're doing this because you're going to like the results. It's the same way in your life. The more you grow, you're going to like who you become. You're going to love who you could become. You're going to see that you could become. Even when you have those low times, even when you have those high times, enjoy the journey of becoming you. I think we should talk about that more often. The journey becoming who you are. Maybe we should teach children how to meditate more so that they can be okay with the solitude of themselves and finding out who they are. There's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. Maybe they become more strong and more confident in their choices so that when others try to influence them to do something that's not in their path, they can honestly and unequivocally say, no, I'm good, and not be afraid of not being with the crowd and not look at the crowd as something that's not good, but just look at the crowd as, you know what? They just misunderstood. They misunderstand themselves, but I could be a sense of light if they want to. My goodness. Can human beings really be balanced? Absolutely. Do you know how many great people and channels that I get to see that have nothing but greatness spewing because they want to see this world a better place? There's some people right here in the chat right now. I just sit back and I'm like, yo, that's greatness right there. Speaking truth and facts. Greatness and facts and truth because they're confident in themselves and not ashamed or afraid to speak life into others, even if it's not popular. I don't even know what else to say. I don't know what else to say, but I'm just saying we are responsible for our actions. And the more we become aware of that responsibility, you tread more lightly. You don't care about titles. I don't care if you call me an adult or not. My maturity level shows and proves who I am. I don't care what age you think I am because my maturity speaks for itself. You're not going to limit my lifespan by what statistics say by an age. I will forever live on just because this is recorded. And as long as this platform still exists, someone will find my life and experience the light or darkness, whichever way they want to take it. But you will never say that I no longer exist because it's fully documented and recorded right now. So, does it really matter how old I am? No, because it's going to be real life to someone else, even if you can't touch. Listen, guys, let's just face it, a bunch of us will never ever meet each other physically, but we meet each other spiritually and emotionally all of the time. I love electronics for those reasons because there's things that you can never erase. You know, like when you think you erased your hard drive, there's a hard drive back to the backup drive and a hard drive that you didn't know about that somebody else did. And once they open it, they see everything you did from the time you had your computer, laptop, or your cell phone to the time that you thought you erased everything. There's nothing that can absolutely be erased. When you do your factory reset, I'm sure if they really wanted to, they could still get in there and find things. I'm sure of it. Can I prove it? No. But is there a possibility that it actually exists? Yes. Don't sleep on things that you don't know or don't think exists. Know your worth and know what you're worth. You are worthy of all great things. Whatever those great things for your life will be different from others. Whatever your happiness in this life will be different from others. Sometimes it may be similar, sometimes it may be one, but it's okay to be your own authentic self, however that may be. But I know there are more great people and good things than bad. So keep on showing up for yourself, keep on producing for yourself because it is worth it in the long run. Maybe not now, maybe not in your lifetime. Imagine all of the leaders who have passed before us. Do you think that they would have known that their names would still be resonating hundreds of years later, 60 years later, 20 years later? Do you believe that they thought that there would be a possibility of that happening? And it still does. We can't think about our right now because we're always preparing for someone else's future. So it is better to be aside someone, beside someone, than to try to rule over someone. Because if they don't do their historical part, links of humanity gets jaded and broken and then has to be reconfigured over and over and over again. It's crazy, y'all. I just thought about that. Either way, you are beautiful and amazing. There is no mistake about you. If there are things that you don't like or don't understand about yourself, take the time to figure out what it is. The biggest challenge that you may have in this world, outside of trying to adapt to other things, is learning yourself because you're peeling back layers of others' perspectives of how you should be, how you should act, how you should produce, what you should do, where you should work, where you should live, where you should sleep, where you should eat. All of these layers until you finally get to the center and see how beautifully shaped and how golden that center is and how precious. And then God, your maker, creator, or whoever you believe in, can say, well done. Let's stop allowing people to go without seeing their true value and their true worth. If you've already gotten that, start going alongside of others to help along their way. Tell them what you know, and maybe they will grow. But remember the story of the seed. Some will plant, some will get the soil ready, some will plant, some will water, and then others may see this actual growth. Whatever stage you fall in doesn't matter. Just know that you are somehow cultivating that garden. Don't be that weed that kills the root. Because when you kill the root, everyone else who did the work, it'll be in vain. Hey, 1SP, how you doing? Hey, Francesca, how are you? Good to see you. I'm just me, and I'm discovering me more and more every day. Like I said, like I've always stated, things aren't always amazing, and that's okay. But at least I feel like I'm doing my part each and every day. And I believe that's all that matters. I have not yet, or I plan on not selling my life for nothing. And I believe the groundwork that is being done now will make me stronger in not having to do those things just to have greatness. So it's all good. Become one with you. I know that sounds like a cliche, but become one with you. Our world is getting better. Our world is always going to be healing from the traumas that were created long before we came along. But we have the ability to help keep the healing process going by showing our glow, our true glow, the glow that we were supposed to show. Because you never know what that one person is capable of becoming just because of your glow. So that's why you are beautiful and amazing. The mistakes that you made, do make, currently are making, do not define your next step We are always one thought away from doing something different, being someone different, one action away from being someone different, doing something different. And that could be good or bad. Hello, world. That's my ringtone, y'all. So be very careful all of the steps that you make because someone's always watching, even when you think you're alone. But never forget, you are great. You are beautiful. You are worthy of this life. You are worthy of the oxygen in the air that you breathe. You are worthy of the capacity that you are willing to learn and to allow let lead. You are worthy no matter how or where you are. You are worthy no matter your limitations physically or not. You are still worthy. No matter who comes before or after you, you are still worthy. And you still have a purpose because you are here in the flesh. You are here in the spirit. You are here in love. You just have to put all of those things together cohesively and believe that unity is better than anything else. I am here on Hello World whenever, but my desire is always to encourage and maybe help you think a little differently. I appreciate all of the paths that I get to cross and all of the crosses or the lives that come in mind. Today may be someone's last day. You may see them in passing or not. I'm gonna tell y'all this one quick story. I remember I was vending at an event. I mean, like the event was horrible, but this one guy came up to me and he was like, I only have 3 months to live. And I got the opportunity to be a part of that 3 months. We had a good conversation too. Just thinking about it now, I wonder if he's still alive or not. We're talking about years ago. You don't know if somebody's going to tell you their truth or not. So it's important to make every word you say and your actions count. Be more diligent, be more disciplined, because you never know if you get to be blessed to be a part of someone's 3 months left, 1 day left, 1 hour left. You never know. Make that process a little easier for someone else. I'm just using that as an example because that is the reality. The people that we pass in the supermarkets, at the gas stations, on the highways, in our buildings of office employment, we never know if we'll ever see them again. We just assume that we do. That's why I say we need to become one with ourselves. Because when you are one with yourselves, you are with yourself, you understand the brevity of life, and maybe you'll be a little less frivolous in how you operate. And the stories that come out of some of these interactions can change someone else's life. Who would have thunk it? Years later, I'm talking about this man on Hello World, not knowing whether he's still alive or not, but knowing that he told me he had 3 months to live and a family that he's going to leave behind. That's a lot. But I was blessed to be a part of his journey with our conversation about life. I wanted to cry while I was standing there because it's not easy hearing somebody say, "Yeah, I only have 3 months. You'll never see me again." Like, that's not easy when they know. So when I tell you you are beautiful and amazing, I'm so serious. Let that beauty flow. Let your amazingness grow. Do something great for your community, for this world, because you just never know. Until we meet again, my name is Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. Please follow me on every social media platform. Like, comment, and subscribe. And definitely check out the new website if you haven't done so already. Leave your comments, subscribe there too. www.bethedifferencellc.com. And until we meet again, guys, I'm signing out. I had to think about it. I'm signing out on another episode of Hello World. Yes.